Today's shocking unemployment figures mean many South Africans are desperate to earn a living, and that's exactly the reason social media users were upset with the Johannesburg Metro Police. Now, what we're, of course, showing you now is social media, a post rather, of the JMPD confiscating goods from informal traders. When enforcing bylaws, it can cost up to 3,000 rand for a trader to get their goods back. So to discuss this even further, we're now joined by Johannesburg Metro Police Department's spokesperson, Mr. Xolani Fihla. Mr. Fihla, thank you for your time this morning, and good morning to you. I suppose social media users wanting to understand why the JMPD confiscates the goods of informal traders, particularly in the economy that we're in. We're just, in the middle of a pandemic. Now we're seeing the figures of unemployment at 35.3%, almost coming across as insensitive. But what is your perspective for this action?
Good morning to you and to the viewers, and thank you for this opportunity. Yes, the city of Johannesburg does have informal trading bylaws. Bylaws are laws which are promulgated by the city for an optimal running of the city. And when it comes to informal trading, the city does encourage freedom of informal trading, but it has to be done within the prescripts of the bylaws. So as we've seen through our social media posts, officers have been enforcing informal trading bylaws.
With that being said, are informal traders aware of these bylaws? Do they have information around it? Are they educated around them? When you engage with them, do they sound like they know exactly what the bylaws say about trading?
Honestly, I'd say there is a shortfall when it comes to educational campaigns and actually teaching people regarding informal trading bylaws, especially. But in most instances, especially within the Johannesburg CBD, before impoundment is done, I heard you say confiscate, but it's actually impoundment. Before the impoundment is done, the informal traders are actually warned, and they're told to move from those restricted or prohibited areas. And if they don't, then their goods have to be impounded.
Does the JMPD also see overcrowding within the inner city in Johannesburg?
Definitely. There's a lot of overcrowding, especially in restricted areas, and that's the areas where we are enforcing the bylaws. And we also find that people are trading without relevant permits, and they're also trading in restricted areas.
With that being said, Mr. Fihla, the amount, 3,000 rands, I mean, I'm just looking at my research here showing that the traders can pay between 1,600 rands and 3,000 rands to retrieve their goods back should they be confiscated. Why that amount? For some people may say it's too exorbitant for an informal trader to even afford to pay.
Those are amounts which were promulgated by the City Council, and there's a difference. When the ones with 1,000 and just above are for perishable goods. Perishable goods are stuff like fruits and vegetables, and the higher amount is for non-perishable goods. That's either sneakers or caps or anything that's not perishable. And as I said before, that these prices are actually promulgated by the City Council.
Yeah, I'm also reading, a trader here by the name of Lulama Mali. This is in the media, of course. It's been recorded that she's a trader in Helen Joseph. And she says one of the things that she struggles with when it comes to the confiscation of, goods is that sometimes, they're not even itemized, these goods, making it quite difficult for them to even retrieve them. So it seems that they even struggle to get their goods from the police. What is happening with that system there for informal traders in terms of them getting back their goods?
The process is that when an officer does impound, they need to itemize each and every item that is impounded, and they also need to inform that informal trader on how much they need to pay to get their goods back, and where they need to go to actually get their goods back. So it is important for officers to do that. And we do encourage members of the public, if an officer doesn't actually give you a receipt or a notice, then you can take it up with our internal affairs unit, which investigates any misconduct or corruption done by our officials. So it's important, as an informal trader, if your goods are being impounded, make sure that you ask the officer to give you a receipt or a notice that actually itemizes all your goods that have been impounded, and they actually give you a price that you have to pay and where you need to go to pay to get your goods back.
All right, we'll leave it there, but I appreciate your time this morning, Mr. Xolani Fihla, the spokesperson for the Johannesburg Metro Police